Hey y'all, Tim here with D&D Guide Service. I just want to do a quick video before I left town for Wisconsin to go fish the Bassmaster Kayak Series event up there on the upper Mississippi. And I wanted to do it about power finesse fishing. I'd post something the other day on Facebook about it, and then, I had a few people say, "Oh, what's that?" Or, "That's a contradiction, power finesse fishing." I guess another way to put it is maybe speed finesse fishing. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially during the really hot summer months, where you can kind of catch fish everywhere, in shaded cover, or you can catch them a little bit deeper. It's just a really versatile way to fish, and so I wanted to show you a few techniques of what I use what I know some other people use to fish finesse quickly and generate a lot of bites, especially during the summer months. My first and favorite way to power finesse fish is to just use a weightless soft plastic. You just Texas rig it. You see that I use just a little extra wide gap and a stick bait, some yum dinger. This is one of my favorite ways to do it. I actually like using this a lot during the spring too, when the fish are moving up in the shallows. This is just a lights out bait to use. You can fish it quickly. You can throw it up in shady spots and let it drop, and you can use it just like a fluke. The reason I like the stick baits better weightless instead of a fluke is because I feel like they have a better action on the fall. You get a little more wiggle out of the tail, and then the fall is just a little different. It's a little bit faster than a fluke. And so you can fish a little bit quicker with it, but it generates a ton of bites, especially around cover. I throw these around cover all the time, so definitely try out your weightless stick baits. You can throw some other weightless baits on there if you want to get a little more action out of it. This is just one that I love to stick with, and it's always generated bites for me. Another one that you can fish with is obviously a Wacky Rig, right? I don't have my little O-ring on there. Don't crucify me for that. I love fishing a Wacky Rig quickly, especially when I'm fishing shallow. I'm running bluegill beds, bream beds, things like that. I love fishing a Wacky Rig. And a lot of times people will take the weighted ones. I didn't actually have a weighted hook on me. But a little trick that I use is I will take these little split shot weights, like these, and I will just crimp it onto the hook right here. You see that, crimp it on right here below where the weedless part is, and it will fall. It will do the exact same thing as the weighted wacky hooks. So if you don't have access to the weighted wackies, or you run out and you want to do a weighted wacky and all you have is regular hooks for a wacky, just crimp on a split shot weight right here at the top, whatever size. You can adjust your weights, pull them off, whatever you need to do, and that will help you fish this a little bit faster. Let's see. This one's becoming one of my favorites. I used to give it crap all the time, but it's actually a great bait, and that is the Ned Rig. You see that little Ned Rig? Man, I love Ned Rigs now. They're super easy to fish. You can fish them different ways. You can stick rattles in here if you want. Some of them come with rattles, some of the baits specific for Neds. I just take my stick baits and I'll just cut them, usually in half. And I can actually get 2 Ned baits out of 1 stick bait. So the Ned Rig, don't rule out the Ned Rig. This thing's awesome. I like to run bluegill beds, bream beds, and I'll put on a little heavier Ned like this and fish in those big giant bluegill beds that you see down, anywhere between 5 and 15 feet. The Ned Rig is perfect for that. You just drag it into those beds and pop it around, and it will generate bites for you, I promise. Another thing I like to use is a drop shot. I don't use it nearly as much now since I've got so many other techniques, but obviously a drop shot, right? Drop shots are great to speed finesse fish. I got a stick bait on here. A lot of times people will put real small baits. I love a drop shot, especially when I need to get it down real deep. I can stick a heavy drop shot weight on there and get it way down there. If I'm fishing like the creek channels and the bends and the swings out offshore, a drop shot is a great way to go, and you can fish it quickly. You don't have to let it sit there and pop it and pop it and pop it and pop it. You can pop it a few times, move it, pop it, move it, reel it, throw it back in there in a different spot. You can really fish a drop shot quickly, so don't rule out a drop shot, especially in the summer months. This works great, especially down here in Texas. And then my last one that I have for you is actually just a modification of a Carolina rig, a setup. We did a video previously. Billy Lawson, your Lake Fork guide, had done a video a little while back on using this technique for your Carolina rigs, but it's just a shortened, lighter Carolina rig slash Texas rig slash whatever you want to call this. Some people might call it like a version of a split shot almost. So what I do is I'll take these Peg X stoppers, the 6 cents ones. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, these little Peg X stoppers. 6 cents makes them. These are the best ones that I've found. You can get them all over the place. I get them in Academy all the time. You can buy them in 9-packs, but these work great. And so what I do is, since I'm fishing a lighter weight, because I want to move a little bit faster and I want it to have more of a finessey presentation, I will fish a lighter weight and pull it around. You can see that. I believe this is a 3/8 ounce weight. I got it on there, but I will put a stopper. You can see it right there on the front and right there on the back. And since it's a smaller weight and it's light enough, you only need 1 and 1 on either side. And then a lot of times I will actually shorten that leader length like that. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll run it through bluegill beds, bream beds. I'll run it through cover. This setup right here actually does really, really well in wood, surprisingly. The shorter length on the leader will actually cause it to come through the wood a little bit better, I've noticed. And so I fish this shallow quite a bit in cover. I'll throw it and I'll drag it around. Every once in a while I'll pop it like a split shot so it gets a little action, a little, I guess, elevated action for the bait. But since it is a lighter weight, it's not so much about dragging it slow and dragging it across stuff. A lot of times I'll drag it until I hit something, and I'll either pull it over it with a pop, or I'll pop it a couple times and it'll pop it over, and it just gives it great action. It's a real lightweight setup. It's great for quickly fishing finesse and generating some bites. So give this one a shot. Try it. It's just a lighter Carolina rig with a shorter leader is what it is. Give this a shot, and you can move it down. Obviously, with the stoppers, you can move it down. You can make it a Texas rig if you want. You know, if they're biting a Texas rig, you can move it up, and you can turn it back into your Carolina rig a little bit. So you can just do it like that. It's real easy. It's real simple. Keeps you from having to retie, and it keeps you from having a knot set in there to break. It doesn't beat up your knots nearly as much, and it's much, much faster adjusting between a Texas rig and a Carolina rig. It'll save you a pole to use for something else. Anyways, I just want to do this quick video. I love fishing finesse fast. I love power finesse fishing because it will always generate you bites, especially in the tougher summer months when it's just hot. Those fish just aren't biting that well. You can run around with these finesse baits, fish quickly, and generate a lot of bites on tough days. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other techniques you love to use, throw them in the comments. I actually love trying new techniques and new rigs. You never know when you're going to find something that the fish hasn't seen, and you're going to catch more fish. We're off to Wisconsin early in the morning. Hopefully we do well up there on the upper Mississippi. I've never been there. I'm super excited to fish this tournament. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all next time.